Hey everyone, I know it's been a long time since I last uploaded. Hope you're all having a good day. I've been working on this for a long time, so I'll get straight into it. So the first step is going to be going down to the description, downloading this. Don't worry, the symbols just mean something in another language. You can look it up if you really want to. It's nothing deep. But once you have this downloaded, you're going to open it up like this. You're going to extract it all. Once this is downloaded, you want to use... I like dragging it to the desktop. You don't actually have to do this. This just makes it easy for me to work with it. I am running this on a brand new Windows install. As you guys can see, all the bloatware from Windows is right here. There's only the essential apps that I needed. And yeah, this is all that's running right now. This is how the performance is looking like right now. 172 processes. We're gonna see how much we can get it down. Go to the folder, open it up, open the extra file, read this. This just tells you what this is gonna do. Then drag this to your desktop. This you're gonna want to run this before you any game or anything like that. This is gonna kill the processes and make you have less processes. Now in here, you wanna make sure you open this up, read through everything. This is very important, especially this right here. And you wanna make sure you run a benchmark before the tweaks and after the tweaks. That's like one of the most important steps. After you run a benchmark, you wanna open up terminal. If you don't know how to open up terminal, just hit your Windows key, hit right click here, terminal as admin. Once this is launched, you want to just copy this. Once you're in here, you can download stuff in here if you're in a brand new install. I'm just gonna skip this and go to tweaks. If you want to use save time, you can just click standard and run tweaks. But if you don't want to save time and you want to be a little bit extra and use mine, then here you go. So if you do want to be extra, you can copy mine. You can just hover over them to see what they do and see if you really want them or not. After you're done with that, you want to add the ultimate performance power plan. Once that's done, you want to run the tweaks. Once you've run the tweaks, you can run, oh, shut up. In here, all I recommend you to do is just click this. After you click that, you're gonna go into local machine. Make sure those are also clicked. If they are, you can use exit. Once the tweaks are finished and you've added the ultimate performance profile, I'm gonna go to config, go to power panel, make sure that's ticked. Once you get out of there, go to updates, click security settings, click OK, and you're done with that. You can click out of there. Now once you close out of there, you open up this. Right here, everything is nicely laid out for you. Go to power plan and open up the steps. Here's what you gotta do right here. And if you already chose the ultimate performance power plan, that's the overall best out of all of these. So you don't really gotta do anything else. But if you want to experiment around and try one of these out, all you gotta do is just make a new folder. I just like to name it F. It doesn't matter what you put it in. Just drag one of these. Doesn't really matter which one it is. And search up command prompt. Run it as admin. Once you're in here, go back to steps. Import this. Copy it. And go to your file. Copy this. Once you copy that, you want to just hit slash and put the name of your file. You want it to look something like this. Click enter. It should say something like this. Once you're done with that, you can just exit. Now for the next step, you want to download Power Settings Explorer. Just copy this. Open this up. Copy this. Paste it. Once you're in here, just click the first link up here. Download this. Open it. Extract it. Once this is extracted, you want to run it as admin. Now back to the file. Here I have some of the pictures of how you can make your thing look. This is how it should be looking. Um, if you want to make it exactly like mine. So you just have to scroll down a little bit, find PCIe Express, and copy out these settings. Once you're done copying those settings, you want to find processor performance time check interval, and you want to set it to 5000. You want it to look something like this. As you guys can see down here, the ultimate performance power plan doesn't have it at 5000. So you want to just do that. Put it at 5000, click apply down here. And you want to do that for any of the power plans that you've imported or that you're going to try out. Like the Atom X one right here that I have, and the new one that I just added to. I'm not sure which one it is, but it's somewhere right here. Once you're done with that, you can actually use delete this bottom line. These two are actually the same, and this one just escaped to me, but these two just mean the same. And now you're gonna wanna open power plan. So choose a power plan, change plan settings, advanced power plan settings, and you wanna focus on this power. This you wanna set it to 100 if it's not set to 100. You wanna set it to 100. Go back. You wanna set this to 100 too. And you want to make sure this is disabled. You can leave it on enabled, it really doesn't matter. And you want to make sure all this look like this. Just want it to look like that. And click OK. Once you're done with that, you can go over here and move on to Windows. Right here, just go all the way to the bottom, unpark. You want to unpark your CPU real quick. So you should have done that already with the power plan settings, but just to make sure, just download this. Once you've downloaded it, you just want to extract it. And if this one doesn't work, there's also part control right here. You want to just run this as admin. And in here I also have what you should do, the steps for each one of them. So just follow that. Right here this should be set to 100. Just click on unpark all. If it's not, click apply. And you can get out. Now, here you want to make a local Microsoft account. What do you want to do here? Just go to settings. Once you're in settings, you want to go to accounts. In accounts, go to info. In here, go to sign with local account instead. Click next. Right here you can do a new password, but that's optional if you really want to. If you don't want to, you can just click next. Now in here, just click sign out and finish. Once you're done with that, you should be back in here. Open this back up. Open the steps back up. And well, we're done with this. So now we're done with this too. And now we gotta go to the first one. So on display, you wanna just open this up, go down, make sure this is set to its display rate that's supposed to be. And I think both of mine are, so yeah. Next step. Next step, you wanna just turn off your notifications. Once you're done with that, go to privacy. In here, what I recommend you to do is just turn all the Windows permissions off. So something like this, just turn them off. And in here, you want to make sure all these are turned off too, except for your camera. You want to make sure your camera and your microphone are turned on. If you use a camera, of course. If you don't use a camera, then it doesn't matter. But make sure these are turned off. If not, you're not going to be able to use them. Other than that, everything else should be turned off at this point. After you're done with that, in Visual Effects, you want to open this up. Here, you just go to Visual Effects. Transparency effect, you can turn that off. Animation effect, you can turn that off too. For game mode, when you open this up, you want to just make sure game mode is turned on. Graphic settings, windowed games, it doesn't really matter. You can keep this on or off. I'm just gonna keep it off. I haven't really seen much of a difference. Now this, you want to make sure this is on. This can help with a lot of FPSs, but just try it on or off. It doesn't really hurt. Now for the next one, startup apps. Here, you want to just turn everything off. You really don't need any of these things. Unless it's like wallpaper engine, which you really have to shut off before any other thing you do, so it doesn't really. Now for the next step, you want to just open this up. Yeah, this should be set like this. If it's not, you set it like this. And in advanced, make sure this is set to programs. It should be like this by default, but just check just in case. Now click OK. Now read this important warning. This is quite an important one. So you can reverse registry ticks with restore points. For what I know, you cannot do it. Now to the first one. Here's TSE. Here's some info about it. I'll tell you what it does, the commands, and you want to just run it as admin. Once you're done with that, you can move to some more telemetry. Here, you can just skip these for right now. Go to this. If you already did the OO shut up, you can just skip this. If you haven't done it, just run this one as admin, WPD. Once you're in here, you want to just click disable and click block on the second one. Once that's done, you can just click out. Now go back and disable auto loggers. I do recommend you to do this, so just run as admin. Now once you're in here, you can either keep going, or if you think that's enough, you can just go back. I will keep going, so I'll be back when I'm done with this. Once you're done running all of them, or if you didn't want to run them, you can just go back. Now move on to System Explorer. Now that's here, if this shortcut doesn't work for you, you can use the second option right here, which you can just copy and paste it. If it did work for you, you should be on this page right here, so you can just run it. Let's press installation. Now once that's done, you're gonna be in this page. The first thing I recommend you to do is just find Explorer ext, and you want to send the affinity you want to take it out of those. You want to take it out of 1 and 2, set it to real time or high. I don't think real time is actually good. Just put it to permanent, and now you just scroll all the way down. Find Win Log On. You want to set this to below normal. Now you want to move to this 3. Go to options. I'd like to use untick all these because it really doesn't matter. Get out of here. Go to view, update speed. You can just pause it, and you're done with that. On to the next one, reducing services. Here's a couple of options. By default, Windows comes with the necessary optional features that you don't need to use at all, or you don't need at all. So how to disable that? Just press Windows key plus R. You're gonna bring this up and type optional features. This should be brought up once you're in here. You want it to look something like this. You can copy mine. It should look like this. You can just disable these two. They're all highlighted right here. Or you can just copy what I have right here. Now you can click OK. Now for the next one, it's gonna be reducing more services with msconfig. Do it again, press Windows key plus R, but now you're gonna type in msconfig. Once you're in here, go to services on the top. You wanna hide all Microsoft services, and right here just go look through the ones that you don't need at all, or you can just click disable all. It should be fine. Click apply, click OK, and exit with that restart. Now here's more services you can disable. These are all safe to disable, just make sure you don't use them. You just have to look up services, run as admin. The best way I like to do this is sort them by the ones that are running, and just go from ABC. So from B. So for B, background intelligent transfer services, I just gotta find that right here, and it's already turned off, so I can move to the next one, to Bluetooth. I don't use Bluetooth, and that one's already turned off, so I can move to the next one, and so on and so on. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Now that you know that, you can move to the next weeks, and here's a little bit of a little thing that I like to say. And yeah, this is the important thing though. Use 1000 Hz polling rate for the lowest delay, and 2000 for high-end systems, and use 1600 for the lowest mouse cursor delay. Now to the next one, DWM. I recommend to use all of these, so just run this one as admin. and run this, and run this one as admin. If you think those actually made your performance worse, you can just revert them. Once you're done with that, you can move on to the next one, BCD edit. In here, it tells you what it does too, and you can just run it as admin. Now I actually forgot a crucial step, which is right here. So you gotta open device manager. Once you're in here, here's a couple of things that you could disable. I'm gonna disable them real quick, and then you can just copy them if you like. Now here's how it ended up looking for me. I disabled Bluetooth, and then I disabled this, and then I disabled this, and then I disabled these two. I disabled this one right here too, but it's just not showing up yet. Now for the last thing I want to do here is just go to properties and just click this through all of these. So I'll be back when I'm done with that. Once you're done with that, you can use close out. Now onto the next one. It's gonna be GPU. I'm gonna be whispering a little bit from now on because it's getting a little bit late, and I didn't think it's gonna be taking this long. So now, the first thing I wanna do here is open this text up and download MSI Afterburner. Now that you've downloaded it, you just extract this, and you wanna use open it as admin. You wanna make sure you don't install Norton, that shit is ass. Now click OK, click next, accept. And you wanna do Riva Tuner statistics if you wanna get higher 1% lows. So after you've done that and you've got it running, you wanna just click on this, make sure this is blue, and you wanna use overclock your GPU. So right here, you click scan. Just a little warning, it's gonna take you like about 30 minutes minimum, so I'll be back when that's done. Once you finish this, you wanna just close out of this. Now onto the next thing. If I sound a little sleepy, it's because I literally just woke up. It's gonna be this. If it's not there, you can just look up MSI utility. What you wanna do here is find everything that says MSI. You wanna make sure that's ticked, and you wanna make sure this is put to high. So just do that real quick. As you can see, this one is actually not ticked, so I'm gonna be ticking that. After you're done doing all these things, you can just click apply. And the text right here also says a little disclaimer right here. It will be reverted after any GPU driver updates, so keep that in mind. Now into more tweaks. Everybody can click on the direct text and use direct text tweaks. We go for DirectX 11 and DirectX 12 first. Once you're in here, I do recommend you to do them. Here's a revert. So you just run this as admin. For the direct 3D tweaks, I actually don't recommend these, so you can just skip over this, or you can just look at them and see what they do. And if you don't like it, you can just revert it. Now to the DirectX tweaks. Here I actually do recommend all of them, so just run them. Once all that's done, this is only for NVIDIA GPU owners, so anybody with an AMD can skip this part. So what you do here first is click driver. You're gonna want to install NVIDIA Clean Install. Once you have that and you're in here, you can go here, manually select the driver version. You can either select the most recent one, or you can roll back to a good one that you know that actually works, like what I'm gonna be doing right now. So click next. Now you don't need to click anything here, you can just click next. Once you're in here, you can just copy my settings. Here's what they look like. In here, you want to just click install. After you're done with the clean install, you can just move on to the next one. The next one's going to be control panel, so click on that. Once you're in here, I do have some pictures of how you want your Fortnite one to look like if you really want to go for that, but we're not going to start with that first. We're going to start with this. Now here, there's a couple things you got to do. The first one is going to be opening up control panel. Once control panel is opened up, if you did a NVIDIA clean reinstall, you're going to have to redo all your settings in here because they get reset. Now once you're done setting it up, or if you want to set it up how I like to set it up, just follow along. Here's where the next big step is. Everything right here, you can just leave it how it is, except for low latency mode. If you use NVIDIA Reflex inside of Fortnite or inside the game you play, you don't need to have this on. This will counteract that. So make sure this is off. And now find power management mode and make sure it's set to prefer maximum performance. Once you've done that, go to program settings. In here, the first thing you want to find is going to be your Steam. You want to scroll down, find power management mode and set it to prefer maximum performance. Now find NVIDIA control panel, scroll down, find power management mode and set it to maximum performance. The next one's going to be click and add. In here, click browse. Here, top right, just type in DWM, click on it, open. Here, power management mode, set it to prefer maximum performance, apply. Now you want to click add again, click browse. Once you're in here, if this is still right here, what you can do is just go to your PC, go to your SSD, go to Windows, and just scroll all the way down until you find Explorer EXT, click open. In here, power management mode, set it to prefer maximum performance. Now after you're done with that, you can go to this page, click this, apply. Now click this, slide this all the way down, apply. Now moving on, profile inspector, just open this up. Here you just gotta copy and paste this and download it. Once you've downloaded it, you just gotta run it. I like to put it right here because it makes it easier to track the profiles. Now open this up. Here, there's a couple of profiles you can use. I don't really have a best one, so just try them out, see which one you like the most. Personally, I'm just gonna try Melody. Now this should pop up. Now just click OK. Now moving on, click on power. Here, there's two tweaks. Here it tells you what they do, the hidden one and the heavy one. If you want to run them, run them. If you don't, just skip this. Now here, I recommend all of them. I recommend you to run all these, so let's start with this one. Once you're done with that, move on to network. Open this up. I recommend you to do a buffer bloat test before and after you do all the tweaks, so just in case they actually make your internet slower, you can just revert them. Or if you don't know what a buffer bloat is, copy and paste it into a web browser. Once you're in here, just click start test. Once that's finished, move on to the next thing. You want to open CMD. In here, you just want to just copy and paste this. Click enter. Here's a revert if that doesn't work for you. Now, move on to this. To do this, you're gonna have to open this registry. Copy and paste this. In here, if you don't have something called fasten datagram threshold, you're just gonna have to make one. Once you've done it, you want to set it to 64,000 hex. Once that's done, you can just close out. Once you finish that, you're gonna want to restart your computer and then just open this up again and run another test. If you finish those and you want to skip this, if you think that did enough for your internet, then you can just skip it. But if not, you can go to this, and yeah, I recommend you to keep it enabled at a value of 10. So just click this one. I actually don't recommend you to go this far, so if you are gonna do this, just make sure to read a little bit about it, but you don't have to do them. Moving on to registry tweaks, do all of these first. Onto these, click on MMCS. Here's the instructions. Just copy these. First, you want to have always on enabled. Then you want to have lazy mode enabled. After that, you want to put lazy mode timeout on 25,000. Lastly, just enable MMCS. After you finish with that, click inside system responsiveness. Open this up. This is gonna tell you which one's the best one to use. Just run 100 decimal. Now moving on to the next one, interrupt steering. I recommend you to use it, so just disable it. Now go back into event processor registry. I recommend you to disable this. Now onto kernel tweaks. Get in here, go to DPC kernel tweaks. The next one. And the last one. Now go back. Now, for this one, I don't actually suggest it except for dynamic tick. This one should be fine. But you can skip this one. The reverts are always there, so if you do want to try it out, they're right here. Now moving on to max pending interrupts. I do recommend this, so just run it. Here are the commands. Now this one is only for NVMe SSD users, so if you don't have a NVMe SSD, you can skip this. Now number 10, Win32 priority. All you have to do is here is just click the recommended value. Now moving on to cleaner, all you have to do in here is run this as admin. In here, click devices, select all, remove selected. Next step in here is going to be clearing auto runs. Run this as admin. The first thing you want to do in here is just unselect the things you don't really use. So for me, it's just going to be this. This is just kind of useless. Once you're done with that, you can just close out. Now moving on to clear files, you just have to install Rebel Uninstaller. If this doesn't work, you can use the second option. I'm just gonna be copy and pasting this. Once you've downloaded this, you want to just launch it. Once you're in here, I like to store it as the thing with the most gigabytes. And right here, you're just gonna install stuff that you don't actually use. So I'm gonna get to doing that. Once you're done deleting stuff, you can just close out of here. Now, once you're back here, click prefetch, click Control A, just delete it all. Go back, temp, do the same. Now you're done. Now moving on to Node 12, Windows Tweaker. Here's the instructions. You want to install this. Once this is installed, extract it. Now in here, you want to run this as admin. Now the first thing you want to do in here is run SSD scan, which is right here. Once this is done, you're gonna run this one. After you're done with that, go to customization. Disable star animations. Disable transparency effects. Move on to performance. Slide all of these down. Check all of these. Go to security and privacy. Disable OneDrive. Turn off user tracking. Go to privacy. Disable everything except for camera and microphone. Move on to browser. Disable Edge tab preview. Go to additional. Make it look like this. Click apply. And you can exit out. On to the next part. This one is probably going to take the longest out of everything. So keep that in mind. Interrupt affinity. First thing you want to do is download this. Once you have this here, you want to extract it. Once this is extracted, you want to launch x64. Now before you move on to the next thing, you want to have LATENCY installed. Now once you have this here, you're going to run it. Click next, accept. Now here's your next step. Play your game for 1 hour or more. So I'm gonna do that. I'll be back once that's done. And before you run your game, just double click this. Once that's done running, just launch your game. Now you want to make sure you run LATENCY before you launch your game, so I'll do that real quick and just play. Now once you're done playing your game, you can stop this. Now in here, the next step is going to be finding a CPU core with the balance between lowest DPC count and lowest DPC execution. So how do you do that? You go to latency mode, click on CPUs, and you want to set it by highest DPC execution, and you want the highest one at the top. So from here, you want to find one of these. The ones with a 0 are preferred. Now what do you do next? It's going to be open device manager. First I'm going to start with audio. You want to make sure this is also set by container. I don't know if I set that or if I messed it up or something, but I like to start with this, everything closed off. I'm going to start with my camera actually. So properties. As you can see, the location is right here. So now over here you want to just click U. Until you find a USB composite device, and if the location matches the location down here, then that's the one you should do. This don't match, so I'm gonna keep looking for it. And right here, I actually found this. It's 3, 1, and it's right here. So what I'm gonna do for that is go back to my thing, and I recommend you to actually write down the CPU cores with the low execution, so you can know which ones you're gonna set it to. Now that you know what your CPU you wanna put it to, you wanna click Set Mask, and click your CPU. Now move on to the next one, which one is gonna be audio. Match this to a USB composite device over here. Now move on to the next one. It's gonna be keyboard. Now on to the next one. It's gonna be my mouse. After you've done all that, you can move on to your GPU. The easiest way to do the GPU is gonna be by sorting them by connection, scrolling down. Now, what you wanna find is something. It's a PCIe Express report with your GPU inside of it. Once you find that, click Properties, and you wanna find the location. Once you're done with that, you can close out of all of this. To monitor. What you want to do in here is just copy and paste this and download it. Make sure you read this right below it. In here, you want to extract it. Now, open it. Before you move on, look at the steps right here. Now what you want to do in here is make sure your primary monitor is active. Click Add. Over here, click Display ID 2.0. Click Add. Tile Display Topology. In here, just make sure your resolution is what it's supposed to be. Now click OK. Just click OK. Move this to the top. Click OK. Once you're done with that, you want to run restart. Once you're done running this last step, which is BIOS, in here I have a little guide on how to enable TPM secure boot for anybody that plays Fortnite or Valorant. And for my AMD boys, I'm sorry, I just have a video for you to follow. For my Intel, I have everything you have to do in here. Now, thank you everybody for watching. This is basically it. I have some extra ones, which is how to disable antivirus and a Windows key. But now as a thank you, I need everybody to read this. And just before I go, I need everybody to just check this, check your Fortnite, and make sure this is turned off. Because a lot of people have it on, even though they use NVIDIA Reflex inside their actual in-game settings. And this just makes them have more delays, so watch out for that. Now as one last thing, I'm gonna show you guys the processes. Managed to get it down to 72. So yeah, hopefully everybody had some improvements. Know this, I'm gonna leave a link for this in the description below. Here's the benchmarks that I ran for the tweaks before and after the tweaks. Hope you guys enjoy it. Goodbye.